What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video review. Today we are going to take a look at Transformers Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime. And if you are interested in this figure, head over to bigbadtoystore.com. I will put the link down below. This is my second Optimus Prime. I had one from the movie Bumblebee. I also had Bumblebee from that. And this one, it caught my eye. I also love the movie, by the way. I think it's a beautiful movie, but this one, because of the accessories that he does have, he got the dual arm iron blasters and the energon sword, energon axe, and it just looks pretty cool with all those accessories in hand. So I decided to pick this up. I'm still planning to get Bumblebee down the line and also Primal, so we'll see. But yeah, I love Transformers, mostly Threezero. I just love the details on this figure, how poseable they are, all the details. It's amazing. The box is pretty awesome as well from Threezero here. It doesn't have a shipper box though, but the box itself, I keep them. You know, I don't throw away boxes. It's just, look at this. It's just beautiful box. It has a window as well. But let's open this guy up. In typical Threezero fashion, you see the stand is underneath. You see right away the yellow Bumblebee hand. Apparently that is a Bumblebee axe holder hand. Figure not included. I don't know why it's in there. You know, is it like a special edition? No, I think everyone just has that. But it's pretty cool. He comes with assortment of hands as well. You got a pair of arm ion blasters, which you could also insert battery, which is not included. And then you got an assortment of hands here, like the open palm hands, like the pointy leader hand, two gripping hands to hold the axe, both axes, which he does have. And this is another ion blasters. And then if you haven't had any Threezero Transformers before, you're in for a treat. Because this guy, the moment you hold him, and he got another face plate in there, it's heavy. There's like this die-cast metal in there. It's a combination, you know. There's plastic parts, but it doesn't feel cheap. And I just love Threezero Transformers with all the details, the articulation, everything that it comes with. See, that is the base as well. So we'll take a closer look at the accessories. So you got the open palm hands. I would say those are, you know, expressive, open, yeah, kind of expressive hand. You got some, you know, fisted hands, obviously, that's included in the figure. But I just want to get you a closer look. None of them, I wish they do have articulated fingers, kind of like Iron Man. I think that's everyone's sentiment at this point. But they don't, and it's totally okay. It is what it is. It just feel like a wasted opportunity, but they're pretty easy to get in and out. And also the peg itself is included on the figure. It's not like Hot Toys where you can remove it, which is great because it feels more sturdy that way. And this is the Bumblebee axe holding hand, which is included in Optimus Prime. It's kind of weird. And then you see the pair of energon swords. Looks pretty cool. You got some axe as well, and this one is nice. It doesn't have the energon swords. Does not have any light up functionality, but the way it is painted, it just really looks metallic. This is not die cast by any chance. And also the translucent orange effect adds to the overall aesthetics of those swords. And you do have a secondary, this one is more organic. I don't know how to describe this, but yeah, it does look more organic. And then you got a couple of axe, energon axe. One doesn't have an orange, you know, blade on it, or energy blade, whatever you call that. But again, it is nicely painted. You feel like it's metal. You see some dirt in there, and then this is the holding part right there. The other one is just pure silver, doesn't have the orange part. So it doesn't specifically say which one goes where, but it's pretty cool. I like the way it looks. It does have some weight to it, so I love that part. You see that? That is quite nice. Beautiful. Very beautiful. And then you got this, it comes in pairs of this iron blasters, which this one is a bit, I wouldn't say tricky, but because you can insert batteries in here. So there's some assembly required. So that bottom part right there, that hole is what's going to be inserted in his fist. So there's a certain way on how to insert this. And then this one moves as well. And then here, the top part, you kind of push that. That's kind of like the trigger to click on and off. Because like I said, there is a light up functionality to this. It takes 2 AG13 batteries, which is not included. So you just have to buy it from eBay or something. But it looks pretty cool once lit up. You see the orange part right there? So you click this. There's 2 modes. One is just a steady orange, and this one kind of pulsates, which again is pretty cool that it's even an option for both hands, by the way. For both fists, you could do that. And then it comes with this traditional stand base for a transformer. It works. There's nothing special about this. I'm not a biggest fan of this kind of base, but the figure itself is pretty sturdy, so it has a good center of gravity. So you don't really need this, but I use this anyway, just to be safe. And that's that. And then let's take a look at the details of this figure, because this is one of the selling points for me when it comes to Transformers. The amount of details, and you can clearly see here that it feels like a real truck that just stood up. You see the moving pistons, the rivets, every part of a vehicle, and God knows there is a lot of them that you can see here. Some of them looks old and rusty and dirty, and that's all part of the allure in collecting this Transformer figures. It doesn't transform. This figure is purely for aesthetic purposes, and boy does it deliver, because of just the overall look. And that is what you're paying for. This is not a cheap figure. This itself, I think it retails for $230. Again, not cheap, especially if you are coming from the Hasbro line, it's something that you can pick up at Walmart that transforms, and you'll come in here. I was like, what? This doesn't even transform. But the amount of details that you see in here, and the fact that in the next section, which is it is functional. This is not just for show. You could actually move this figure around. This is not like another Hot Toys figure, for example. Those suit up versions, that you can barely move because there's a lot of intricate nature to it. That's not like this. This could actually move a lot, and there's a lot of points of articulation here, which is highly impressive considering how much details are involved in making of this figure. And as you can see here, very nicely painted as well. And let's move into the head sculpt. And this one comes with one head sculpt but 2 face plates. And let me start off by, because I only have 2 batteries, so I'm switching it in and out. Let's start off with his eyes. So very strategically placed. The button is on that center of his mask or face, if you whatever you want to call this. You click it there. Hot Toys, please take a cue. You could actually do something which I don't have to disassemble the armor. Please, moving forward, do something like this. Because unlike with Iron Man, you gotta take off the dome, you gotta take off the faceplate first, and then the dome, and then if it's the chest, you gotta take out the back part, which sometimes they are not magnetized. It's very annoying. So in here, to put the batteries on, you just remove like that blue part on the back of his head. There's a screw. You unscrew it. It's not the prettiest method in the world, because you're gonna literally taking out like a circuit board, you're inserting battery in them. But once you do that, and this is AG13, so it's one of those bigger batteries, you won't ever have to do it for a while, unless you forgot to turn this off. And let me turn that off, and it's pretty bright. It's a bright blue. And then you could also remove this faceplate, which I'm gonna cut, and there you go. This guy right here, I'm not the biggest fan of this. I mean, it looks decent, but to a degree, it looks like a continuation of his neck. I like the other one better, because especially this one, it's dark. You know what I mean? Like, his face is dark, and this is how he looks like without any faceplate. So you just have a nose, no mouth whatsoever. So it's not a pretty sight. But yeah, I mean, it's an option. You always have that option. So let's go into the articulation, and I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna cover the entirety of it, because there's so many points of articulation with this guy, so many moving parts. But just to give you like a rundown here, you see that there's a bicep swivel. You can see that cut right there. You can bend the elbow like around 90 degrees. Can you bend it more? Maybe, I don't know. I don't think so. And then you got some swivel on his wrist. There's like a ball joint in there. But, you can rotate the arms, obviously, 360. I'm not going to do it. There's 2 points in his waist. There's one on the upper abdomen, and then right at the lower one, like the lower abs. So there's 2 points in there. These parts do move as well, and I'm sure I'm not covering everything here. I don't think it goes down. Let me know in the comments. I didn't read the instructions, I'm not going to lie. Can you pull down the leg like Iron Man? I don't think so. The wheels do move, and the knee bends pretty tight. There's 2 joints in there, and then as you can see, something just flew over on his kind of like waist area, and it's like the ball joint. You see his ankles do move as well. You can move it up and down, left and right, and that's pretty much it. So I'll show you. And when posting this figure, it doesn't feel scary. I mean, you hear some crunch here and there, but for the most part, speaking of crunch, look at this crunch right here, and look at those panels on his back. It's kind of bends over as well. That is pretty impressive. Are you gonna put him in that pose? I don't know. Speaking of poses, let's put this in. So this is the final battle on the movie. I wish I've seen more of this. I was trying to search the web, but I couldn't find more backdrops of this. But here he is wielding his dual ion energon swords. The swords, you just kind of have to put it inside his wrist, so he doesn't need to hold them. There's a slot in there. You just open it up and you slot it in. Beautiful look. As you can see here, it doesn't have a stand. He's standing by itself, on the tiptoe, so he can balance pretty well. And right here he is. Look at this kneeling pose. Pretty easy. It's not that hard to achieve this kneeling pose and rotating table. He's not gonna fall over. He's kind of like shooting up on top. They're in the jungle, kind of like the theme of that Beast Wars from Transformers. I like this. I wish I had a battery when I had this, because the orange accent really adds up to the overall aesthetic of this figure. It looks pretty cool. Look at that pose right there. Him kneeling down. That's just beautiful. The fact that you could do that is pretty impressive. And here he is holding the dual axe in some of the Beast Wars from the jungle, and I forgot the lead person's name, but there he is. I want to see more. That guy, I forgot his name. I know he's in the Mirage. Mirage, I believe, is gonna be made by Threezero as well. I'm gonna get Mirage for sure. But yeah, look at this. This looks pretty cool. I love all the details that it comes with and the way it looks. It's just final thoughts on this figure. So fun. A fun figure to have. I want more. I want more from this line. I want more from Threezero. And when they're lined up, they're kind of like GI Joe. At first, he was like, I don't know, but these are the IPs that kind of define my childhood. And fortunately, Threezero makes them. You know, they're not the best. Their 1/6 scale are hit and miss. But the IPs that they have, I can't dismiss it. You know, between Transformers, GI Joe. God, those are, that's my childhood right here. And then you put in Breaking Bad. They don't make as much anymore. Stranger Things, Walking Dead, which they stopped. Rambo, So yes, Threezero not the best, and some of their figures, or most of them, doesn't really hold any resale value. But I'm not trying to make a buck anyway. I'm just trying to have fun as a collector. And if that's what you're trying to do yourself a favor and pick up a Transformer from Threezero if you haven't done that yet. And I guarantee you are gonna have fun. Now, it might not have any resale value, but at the same time, this $230, not too bad. Still lower than a Hot Toy. But once you get him, once you hold him in hand and you just marvel at the details, I'm pretty sure you are going to appreciate it. But thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you like this. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content with 1/6. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.